Did you know, guys, the laptop you use should always feel personal if you have bought it with your own money? Not to say that any other computing device that you meet across the way, you should treat it like garbage or I don't care, or whatever the reason you might feel. The main reason as to why I'm pointing this out is because a number of people walking into computer shops, they don't take time to analyze what they truly need, end up buying the machine that isn't fitting to their needs. So you find if you are let's say you are an editor or you are a video editor, you buy a low spec machine and it ends up costing your project because your machine wasn't capable of rendering or producing the kind of content that your client, that your boss, that your audience wanted to see because your machine was incapable. It's very sad, but it's the reality nowadays. What do I mean by all that? So I saw somebody commenting, on a post, saying, it's not a must to buy as exactly like high spec as it should be, or you should buy the cheapest machine that you can find in the market, of which I found it really wrong, especially number one. Every one of us has their own career interests and capabilities when it comes to computing. And it's unfortunate that most people generalize computer needs for everybody. And it doesn't make sense. I'm here to discuss the right machine. What is a right machine for you? Or what do you define by the right machine based on your needs? Because of person X, person Y just tells you, buy this, buy this, buy this. Or I myself tell you to buy this, but is it really good enough for you? So ask yourself some of these questions after this video. So number one, I'm going to discuss about feeling right is not emotional. Most people, they think that feeling right is just vibes or, just, some kind of cliche or thing like those. But it's the real usability of that machine. And to break that down, we need to understand a few things. The keyboard feel. How do you feel, or how do you type, or what is the effect of the typing speed, comfort, and fatigue when you're using the keyboard of your laptop? Are you one of those people who will complain this keyboard doesn't feel nice? Oh, I bought the wrong laptop. I don't like this keyboard. Are you one of those? So listen more. It's not only keyboard. Trackpad responsiveness, which tends to affect the workflow efficiency. Myself, I tend to use the mouse. I barely use the trackpad because based on my background, I've been raised, my career, my studies in campus was all about using the mouse. I've been using mouse even in illustrations, even in doing posters, in doing video editing. So trackpad for me doesn't mean much, but for those of you who use the trackpad, that sensitivity can affect your productivity. So it's really good, really important to understand the implications of that in terms of your choosing a laptop. Then the other thing I need to discuss is screen quality. Screen quality affects the eyes, the design accuracy, and long sessions. It doesn't matter if you're going to use IPS or OLED type of screen, whether you're going to use the Asus OLED screens or maybe Lenovo's IPS screens or Dell, whatever the case you're going to use. Make sure that screen is comfortable in your eyes. I have seen a number of people complain that because of the duration they use the laptop, they tend to have issues with their eyes. They end up having to buy, anti-glare glasses, which are recommended, but some people don't like wearing glasses. I'm comfortable in wearing glasses because it's like permanent. Like the optician said, I have to wear them like most of the time if I'm going to use eyes either to read or, see things that are far. So I have to wear them. But for some people, they don't like wearing glasses. So Choosing the right screen will also affect your usability, whether you're in office or personal. Consider that, guys. And then the other thing I need is build quality. So build quality, I mean things like the hinge, the flex, the heat, like the way you put a laptop on your laps if you are typing somewhere off the desk. How comfortable is it? And how easy is it for you to carry that laptop on your bag if you are moving from point X to point Y? So these are some of the things I really need to emphasize, you guys. You need to have the right machine, not just have any machine. It's like car. Whether you're going to buy a Mercedes X-Class, somebody is going to try to buy Rolls-Royce Phantom, somebody else is going to buy a Bugatti. It's all about what is right for you, what is right for the environment you're in. It won't matter if you are employed under a boss. It won't matter if you are somewhere in an industry. It won't matter if you are either doing entertainment. Is the machine you're using right for you? Is it really right? Is it serving you well as you deserve? And this impacts on whether you want to buy a new machine or you already have one and you need to upgrade. So that's for you. Then the other thing I need to discuss is specs don't matter if the experience is bad. Listen, specs don't matter if the experience is bad. What do I mean by this? Listen to this. Many buyers, they chase Core i7, 16GB RAM, 1TB SSD, but they ignore the thermal performance, that is overheating, battery consistency, keyboard layout, screen brightness, among many other things. But you see, the reality is that two laptops with the same specs can perform very differently. Specs can good look on paper, but experience is what you live daily. Anything can look good on paper. Whether you're walking into a laptop selling, shop, you see the specs are so great. But is the experience that you're going to live with worth your lifetime? Ask yourself that question. And then the third thing I need to discuss is you're building a relationship with the machine. So understand this. This is your signature concept. And let me emphasize this. On the third point, you are building a relationship with the machine. A good laptop becomes part of your daily routine. It adapts to your workflow. It stores your work, projects, and memories. Whether you are a videographer, whether you're a photographer, whether you're a content creator, whether you're a graphic designer, you do architecture or any kind of project, or even gaming. All of this is defined by what a good laptop should have. And over time, you come to learn its limits. You come to know when it's slowing down. You adjust how you use it. And this is exactly the way I mentioned before, choosing a car. Whether you're choosing a Bugatti, you're using a Range Rover, you're choosing a Mercedes S-Class, not X-Class, S-Class. So same case as when you're having a camera or even a tool in workshop. The more you understand the machine, the more value you get from it. Let me emphasize this again. The more you understand your machine, the more the value you get from it. And then maybe I can discuss about weaknesses. Every machine has a weakness, which is okay. I mentioned in my old videos, every machine has its kind of weakness, some kind of limitations it has because of its build and design capacities. Example, lead-thin laptops have problems with heat issues. Budget laptops have weaker build. That is, you find most of them are plastic, they don't have that sturdy like those premium laptops like Legion, Alienware, and those other gaming laptops, or the professional or the workstation builds of laptops. And then you find the high performance laptops have lower battery life. It's understandable. There's always a compromise towards perfection. The mistake people make, they expect perfection at a low budget. It doesn't make sense. You can't expect a Legion to be as cheap as buying 30,000 budget laptops. You can't expect the Legion that you are aiming for, let's say the gaming Legions, to be as exact budget as those of budget laptops that you guys see either online or within the Nairobi shops, computer shops, or anywhere retails. Be reasonable. Don't look for a perfect laptop. Look for weaknesses you can live with. Listen to this again. Do not look for a perfect laptop. Look for a laptop whose weaknesses you can live with. What we call the level of compromise. It's like marriage. You understand somebody has this weakness, has this strength, and then you appreciate them for who they are, and you live with it for like the rest of the life. Inshallah, or God willing. And then the three questions you guys should ask. So when choosing a laptop, always ask, is it worth my investment? And it's not only price, but value over time. Remember, you are buying a laptop that should last you more than 8 years. A good laptop should last you between 10 to 20 years based on the design, capacity, and your level of upkeep of that hardware. Then number 2, is it right for my needs and not someone else's use case? Did you buy the laptop for your needs? Did you exactly buy what you really need? You as the buyer, did you buy for your gaming? Did you buy for your video editing? Did you buy for your office and video conferencing? Did you ask yourself that question? And then the third thing, will it serve me 8+ years? And this is the question I tend to ask most of my customers and most of my clients. You bought a laptop. Do you feel it will take you more than 8 years? Or are you starting to wish that you had bought something else sooner than you are in the current predicament? So ask yourself those 3 questions. And if you feel that you need to discuss something with me in regards to all of those issues, please feel free to comment down below. My number is right here under the video. Feel free to comment and share your insights and thoughts. I always emphasize, I am not 100%. I am not a tech guru. I'm just an enthusiast who values PC quality, and since I value that, I tend to advise my clients always to buy right for their needs. Buy right and you will enjoy the long-term benefits of your PC. Thank you and see you. Bye-bye.